put that. Am I audible? Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Today I am going to talk about bitter gourd. Social harmony and bitter gourd are very closely connected. To be frank, there are so many things which are directly connected with social harmony. And I am going to walk through the most beautiful connections which we all are having. The connections can be with everything, anything and everything. Family, job, people, friends, relatives, neighbors, society, country, globe for that matter. And let me start from my own life. When I was 7-year-old, I had a guest in my house, and this guest started talking about something which no children don't, very much appreciate. And they asked, what do you want to do in your life? What do you want to become? And I had no idea what is life, and they were asking, what do you want to become? And I had only one thing very sure about my life, that what I don't want to become. And that is what I said him, that I don't want to get married. And I was very, very sure. I'm pretty serious. When I was 7 years, my only goal was to not get married. And you will be, surprised that how could that be possible? It is not that I had a very, bad childhood. I had, amazing parents. My parents were very happy people. But the point is, they are not all the time happy. Sometimes they do fight. And a 7-year-old child, I couldn't understand that all married people are fighting every now and then. So I thought, the neighbor is happy, the relatives are happy, my friend's mom and dad are happy, only you guys are fighting. Therefore, I think you are the problem. And it took me so much time to realize the story is different. I really love my mom very much. And whenever I came to know that my mother is unhappy because of some fight, I really felt bad. And initially I thought my dad is the problem. And later I came to know all the relatives, everybody are putting a mask in front of us in all the marriage, function, celebrity, all programs everywhere. And in reality, nobody is happy. They are happy, but they are also unhappy. And the beauty is they don't know when they are happy, when they are unhappy. And for a stupid, silly reason, when they are about to go for a movie, they may catch up a fight and they mess up the relationship. And initially I thought, okay, my parents. And then I came to know, no, every married people. And then I came to a conclusion, marriage is the problem. So my dear Shankar, don't get married. And you'll be surprised, starting from that age till I reached 20, I was so sure that marriage is the problem and don't get married, children. And there came a day, my life changed. I understood deeper that marriage is not the problem, but marriages are the problem. And the moment I understood marriages are the problem, my entire approach towards life changed. And how it changed? Very simple. I started understanding the beauty of marriage. And I thought, I'm going to live for marriage and I'm going to promote marriage, I'm going to change the system and I'm going to make more happy married couples in the world. It is too much, right? For a person who pledged for not marrying for so long, taking up the very task of marriage is my goal. And I also made a very big pledge that I'm going to be the best husband ever a person, the world has seen. And it was so pathetic. Later on, we'll get back there. But in 2012, I got married. I had 2 breakups with 2 different people and then I married the 3rd person. And I thought, my life is gonna be as I designed and I'm gonna lead a very, very happy role model life to the whole world, and through my marriage life, I'm gonna tell the world how to lead a happy married life. Guess what? In less than 13 days of my marriage, in honeymoon, in Alapi boat house, we had a quarrel. And it was not quarrel, it was a fight. Robust fight. And my wife started crying when I started shouting at her. And I didn't realize that it is, the fight, the reason, everything started fading away. And I started crying. My wife got confused. You started shouting at me and I am supposed to cry, and how dare you cry? And you know why I was crying? I was crying because I can't even survive 2 weeks. I thought whole life, but within 13 days I started catching a fight. No, I was crying not even for the reason, but I was crying for the very fight that I never thought I would fight. And here I am, really I tell you, I know very, very few people could realize this. The connections which we are going to talk here, it's not just about marriage, it is not just about lovers, it is about every walks of life. The thing which I am going to share you today can change your life in all aspects of your life. Personal, professional, everything, passion, everywhere. You can change if you learn what I learned from Bittergard and few others. Are you all ready? And I am very proud to say, I am not just married, I am happily married after 13 years of hard work. And today, with so much of humbleness I can say that I am living a life in such a way that every day is as fresh as the first day of our relationship. I am Shankar Kumaran, I am life education coach, and I am going to give you 3 secrets of how to lead a happy relationship, how to build a strong connection with everybody and everything around you. First of all, I want to break the suspense on. I am sure many of your parents are also fighting. So here is the secret. I am going to reveal you why even after many years of your parents living together in the same room, still they fight now and then. Do you want to know the reason? Hello? Yes. And here is the reason, which my ex-girlfriend taught me. I was so surprised that she will be of big use to me later on after breakup. But one day, I was going through my notes and I found a big list. And that is not just a normal list, the checklist based on which I chose her. And only then I understood I didn't fall in love. I picked, I interviewed, and I hired my first lover. And don't think I'm the only one on this planet. 99.9% of people, those who fall in love, are just not love, but they click into a checklist. We all have a checklist. Long hair, tall, music lover, big fan, whatever it could be. And people have so many lists in their checklist, and they just go on checking the list. And if more people, more checklists are ticked with the person, then yay, you are my life partner. Yes. But I am very, very sad to tell you this. It doesn't work that way. You know why? Because they also come up with their own checklist. So your checklist may match, but when their checklist pop up, you get into fight. Whenever my mother shows the checklist of my dad is very happy. Yo, you are my Sita. But whenever my mother shows her own checklist, my dad can't survive. No, change. How many times should I tell you? You get me what I'm saying, right? So whether it is relationship of life partner or with a colleague or with a friend or with a roommate, everywhere we come up with our own checklist. And checklist love is very dangerous. I tell you, checklist can change a person's relationship so pathetically that you will never even believe that because of my own checklist, now I am unhappy. Because people don't love people. People love the checklist. And the moment when you understand the secret is not about the checklist alone, but also the person, then the life becomes beautiful. And thanks to my ex-girlfriend. And before even entering into my married life, I had a secret. And I thought this one secret can save my life and I'm going to have your life. And 13 days I collapsed. And that is where I got into my second secret. It's been more than 2 years of my marriage and I was not happy. Why? Because I was not all the time happy. I was far better than many of the people around, but I was not the best. And still now and then we used to fight. And one day I was driving in bike, and whenever we were living in Bangalore then, and whenever we step out, we will catch up some fight. It can be any reason. It can be some pani puri wala can be a reason for our fight. And when we come back, we will be of grim face. And there was one time when we were in bike and she was sitting and I was arguing and I was shouting and she was arguing and she was crying. And suddenly I was fed up and suddenly I saw one unhappy couple crossing. At that moment I realized me and them are nowhere different. And that is where I remembered my 7-year goal. Don't get married. And my life became so pathetic and I got so frustrated on myself that I am an unhappy husband. I couldn't do what I thought of doing. And I started driving so crazy. I started racing the bike so fast that my wife started getting scared. She was holding me so tight and crying and howling, stop. And that is when I thought, how dare I can drive this fast with my wife? And the answer came from inside. What is the answer? Bro, you know your bike. You know this road. 1,000 times you've driven this bike. Therefore, you have no problem. And that is when the biggest secret of my life came in. What? I know my bike, but I don't know my wife. And that is where the second secret came in. And what is the second secret? Outdated love. People need update, not just our OS and apps. Even relationship we need to update. Why? Because people continuously transform, they evolve, they change, they grow. The person whom you met yesterday is not the same person today, because in that 24 hours, that person watched so many reels, that person watched, did, spoke, heard, so many experiences which continuously change a person altogether. And what do we think? I know this person, forever I know this person, I know. I am seeing you from the day one. What day one? Every day is one. And you have no clue what the person is. And we always take a snapshot, we take a photo, screenshot, and we put, I know this person, this is the person. No, every day the person is evolving, every day the person is changing. And the most ugliest part of relationship is, it is not only that person is changing. We ourselves are changing, we ourselves are surprising our own self. Oh, you like this too, Shankar? And when we don't know our own self, how the hell we can think of other person that I know this person? And now, here comes the most ugly part. You try to change your loved ones, you try to change the system, you like to change everything. But guess what? You can't even change yourself. You struggle whole life and you try to change others, and the other person should change just because you said. You're pathetic. And that is when I understood I am trying to change her because I never understood her. And then the entire galaxy started opening up. I understood I didn't understand my students. I didn't understand my mom, dad. I don't understand my own friend. And then I understood, my God, I need to update everybody every day. Initially it was a big shock. But later I understood, it is better I come to a conclusion I can't update. So that let me live everybody with every moment as if I'm first time meeting this. Hi, hello. So this came to the most beautiful part. Love is not enough. You may love a person, and when you love a person, you give. But when you respect a person, you ask, what do you want? And then you give. What do you prefer? Just love or love plus respect? Love plus respect. And when love plus respect happens, that comes a decent, beautiful distance, which also makes the relationship sustained. Understand? Working is not important. Working sustainably is important. And the most beautiful part in relationship is sustainability. And that sustainability stays in this most beautiful word, that is respect. And she taught me the third secret. And who is she? My wife. All the three are same. My wife taught me the third secret. The third secret literally changed my life. We are from a joint family, and my wife gelled in such a way that whenever we go out, all the people, all the outsiders, the shop, everybody used to ask her, I am son-in-law and my wife is daughter of my mom. And my wife and mom used to gel so well that I really get jealous that you married her or me. And that is when I understood our life is so beautiful and we are leading a happy life, but not all the time. Sometimes we mess up our relationship. So we are far better than the first time, far better than the second time, and still there are something else to also add on. And that is when I understood the third secret. And what is the third secret? Remember, this connects with everything. Listen very carefully. The third secret can change everything. It is called packaged love. My wife accepted me plus all the things which I love, all the people whom I love. And that moment I understood, I don't like whatever she likes. To be frank, I hate all the things she likes. And it was a big tough call for me to accept, because I was ready to accept her. That was wonderful. It was the most beautiful thing happened in my life, but not all the other things. And that is when I understood, love always comes in package. And once a person understands, the life changes. Today, my favorite food is bitter gourd. And when my parents don't cook, my wife don't cook, I cook myself. Because bitter gourd is one of my favorite. Gardening I hate. Today I love gardening. And temple I hate. I'm not a religious guy, I'm a spiritual guy. But today, go to hell. I'm a driver. I need to go to temple with my wife, and my wife likes, therefore I am also supposed to go, and I go to temple not for the God, but for my God, my wife. And therein last are my parents. Understand, my dearest, harmony happens not just with love, but also you need to adapt. And to adapt, you need to understand love is always a package. Social harmony is something so big to think of from an individual perspective. Let us start at least from our family. Let us start at least from one or two loved ones in our own house. And if you can't make harmony with our own people, in our own room, in our own house, in our own office, then how the hell a person can talk of social harmony? It's too big to think, right? And that is when the secret I revealed, I came to know that these love are not really love. Checklist love, outdated love, package love. And that is when I understood, if a person understands what is connection, and if a person understands these three formulas used with every connection, you will have the most beautiful connection ever. And nobody ever wants to leave you once you get connected. Thank you so much for listening. I am Shankar.